Hi guys, just going to set my timer for half an hour and I will explain why in a second. I'm sorry about the shitty setup. I know it looks kind of bad, but you know, whatever, we're going to deal with it. I'm just going to begin by reading my statement that I put out sort of on the community tab. I posted 3 days ago now, from when I'm filming this, about my series on 3 witches. So I'm reading it here because probably not all of you saw it, but yeah, so I'll just read it out. Hey guys, I know I said part 2 would be uploaded on the 5th of November and it's now the 7th. And after many all-nighters on top of each other working desperately on this 3-part series, now at 2 AM all my editing has been effing lost. For those of you wondering, I'm sorry but the rest of the series therefore won't be uploaded anytime soon, if at all. I can't tell you how done I am with this project after weeks of being glued to it, and just quite honestly it's a huge amount of work and I just don't know how much interest there is in it. And then in all capitals I put, I'm sorry, I know. This sounds so dramatic, but it's 2 AM and I've had too much coffee and I'm severely pissed off. Seems weird to do a whole post about it, but the support from a lot of you is just insane. I recognise all you frequent commenters, which I do. Hi guys. And it just feels like a dick move to keep you out of the loop and just vanish, even though that is a thing I often do. Anyway, bless you guys and hope you're all doing okay in this, again capitals, insane world, wherever you are. And first of all, thank you so much to all the lovely replies to that. Loads of you wrote really, really lovely things. And also thank you to the response to the initial video that I did, which mainly got a lot of positive comments. Most of you seem to really like it, so thank you very much for that. So, okay, I'm going to try not to repeat myself from the video I did a few months ago, where I was like, what's going on with my channel video, but I can't really remember what I said in that. But I do remember saying that I wanted to have more fun with YouTube, and I kind of fell into the trap again of not really having fun with it. Okay, so basically I'll explain a bit about the stress of this 3-part series. So I've released 1 video in that 3-part series. I have filmed, but even though I've released 1, all of it is scripted, and the first 2 videos are completely filmed, but the second video is not edited, because as I said, I lost all the editing when I was so nearly done with it, and I was a couple of days late with it anyway, and the third video is completely scripted and half filmed, but not fully filmed. Which was supposed to be uploaded on the 13th of November. I don't know why I did this to myself. It was really stupid, honestly. I didn't think it would be as much work as it was, but then I always do this. I always think it's going to be less work than it is. Yeah, and at the point where my editing was lost, I was honestly just kind of like, fuck this, because first of all, I was late with the deadline anyway. It was all themed around the 5th of November. And yeah, I couldn't find the motivation to do it anymore. I was just at the point, and honestly, quite honestly, even though I was kind of pissed I lost all the editing, the huge sense I immediately had was relief. I was like, I don't have to do it. I can just, thank God, I've lost it, which is weird because normally if you lose a shit ton of work, you're like tearing your hair out and so frustrated and angry. And if that had been the first video, I would have been that mad. But yeah, the overwhelming feeling, even though I was pissed off, was actually, honestly, relief. Because I was driving myself, so I'll explain a bit of about the sort of process. Now obviously this is for people who are interested, because not all of you will be. So the kind of process of me filming the videos and doing the videos. So I've been working on this video series. I've had the idea for like a year now, and I've had this idea for about a year, and I've been thinking about it and how I'm going to do it since about August, and I've been scripting it and researching, because I had to watch loads of movies and read books and shit. I've been doing that since, again, probably late August, maybe a bit before then, but then really seriously started scripting it properly and researching properly through September, and then October was when I was really, really, like, nose to the grindstone focusing on this video, and I thought that would be enough time, but I, like, to just explain where I am with it, I was being very silly, and I was doing constant all-nighters, so not like, when I say constant all-nighters, I mean, there was one day where this was the first day of filming, so I spent all day finishing the scripting, and all day and all night, pretty much straight, I worked on the script, and that was just the finishing touches, and it still wasn't in a place where it was completely finished. I would have liked to spend more time on the script, but I was like, I'm never going to get this out by Halloween if I don't finish, so I need to start filming. And then in the early hours of the morning, I was doing the set. So for the Spider Witch, she had like an egg in the background and loads of red web, loads of red string. So in the early hours of the morning, I was spending several hours putting that set together in our living room. And then from midday until 8 p.m. that evening, I was filming just as the spider for I don't know how much footage. It wasn't much footage in that video that she was like, but to be fair, that was for her part for all 3 videos, but still, so that was working all through the day, then all through the night on scripting, and then all through the next day. With that, I did not sleep, I didn't eat much, which was very silly, and I was just running, literally the past few weeks, I've been running off coffee and desperation. It's been really bad, really unhealthy. I haven't been exercising, I haven't been eating properly, it's been not good, and I was like, why am I doing this to myself? So that was frequent, and then I do like all day, all night, all day of working, and then get like 6 hours sleep, and then do it again. All day, all night, all day. 5 hours sleep, and then it was so stupid. And I got to the point where, so it wasn't a joy anymore to do. Like, I love doing this stuff. I love dressing up. I love making YouTube videos. I love doing this kind of creative content. I really enjoy it. But obviously doing it kind of that extreme, I wasn't enjoying it. I was completely out of balance in my life. Like my little sister was back from school for half term, and I hardly saw her because I was just completely focused on this video series. To the point where, and and I released the first video and I was really happy with it, and I was like, okay, and again, I would have liked to spend more time editing. Oh, by the way, for that first video, which was half an hour, so the final piece was half an hour, that was 7 hours of footage that I had to edit for one video. For the first half an hour video, I had 7 hours of footage, and that was with like a couple of days before Halloween. I was like, I've got to edit 7 hours of footage, and not just cut it down, but also do various things to it, add music, make it like, yeah. Very stressed a lot, and I completely burnt myself out basically. So that's more of an explanation as to why I'm not, and so when I lost the editing, yeah, I could go on now, and even though it'd be late, I could make it into, you know, release it in December time, the last 2 parts to this series, but honestly, I don't want to, like, and I should be annoyed that I did loads of work kind of for nothing. There's 2 whole videos. I mean, I'm not saying that. I would like, possibly for next year, you know, when it's relevant for the 5th of November, I might release the 5th of November one. But as it is now, I cannot look at it. I'm like, no, I'm so done with it. Even at the point when, after I released the first video, I was like, why have I done this? I've got 2 more of this to do. And also I was kind of like, and it sounds kind of stupid, I was like, why? What is this for? Like, obviously, because when you lose sort of the joy of it, I was like, why am I doing this? It's not like I'm spending all this time and energy, and yeah, it's sort of for my university project. I'm doing a master's in media production, for those of you who don't know. So it's sort of as part of that, but I was like, yeah, but I do not need to do this much work this early in the year, to the point where I'm driving myself crazy, getting completely burnt out. It's ridiculous, and what for? I don't make money from it. It just, I don't know, am I making sense? Because this isn't scripted. So that is kind of what I want to say about that I lost a lot of the joy of it. And it's frustrating as well, because the other thing that makes it really difficult is that it's just me doing it. Like, I'm doing all of it and everything completely by myself. So I'm doing the scripting, I'm doing, you know, costumes, doing the set, which I know is, oh, so much to do. Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, it's not, you know, that much hard work and whatever, and lots of people have way harder jobs, but like, to be doing a massive project on that scale completely by myself, to the filming of it, the editing of it, I'm just basically, for weeks, I was sitting by myself in a room. I did illustration as a degree, and I'm quite into writing as well. I enjoy writing, and those are things that I don't mind doing by myself, because they're very like individual things. I spend loads of time on my own. I love working on my own. I love drawing on my own. I love, you know, writing on my own. That's fine. But it's when it comes to big like YouTube projects like that, it's really difficult to do it on your own. And I'm someone who likes my own company. I don't really like being around lots of people, but that's hard. Like when you really start to lose steam and lose energy, and I don't know. And if it's the kind of thing where I was thinking, you know, this is a kind of creative work that would be great with a team of people. I would find that I'd have more morale. Like, I wouldn't feel, because it just, not only was I getting burnt out, but I was also feeling so isolated and alone, and finding it really difficult to keep the energy up and keep motivated with it. And after that first video, and after I lost, you know, the editing for the second video, I was just like, I can't face it anymore. I'm gonna be really depressed if I keep doing this. That was really long, I'm sorry. But okay, on to the point, the further point of this video, and the reason why I set a timer of half an hour at the beginning of this. I've made every single YouTube video I've done. I think I've said I don't want to repeat myself again. I fell into the trap again with this series of making it such a big deal, where I lost the fun in it, and I got really panicked and was like, it needs to be absolutely perfect, I need to make sure, and it like, and there's nothing wrong with that necessarily, and I still want to do videos like that, but the point being, like, I seem to have this thing where I make every video a big deal, and it has to be exactly how I want it to be, and I spend so much time on it. It becomes such an effort, like every single video, and it's okay for some videos to be like that, but not every video needs to be like that. That's my point. So the reason why I set the timer for half an hour at the beginning of this is because I've decided, and let's see how this goes, that every week, every Wednesday, I am going to upload a video. Every Wednesday, yes, and I'm going to make myself do it. And I think, also because I think what I've done in the past, every video I've done is scripted. I'm going all over the place here. God, this is going to be one of the problems of this. Okay, every video I've done in the past is scripted. Mostly, not every, but mostly are really highly scripted. And I think it's been a way for me to hide. Like I said, I've said this a lot in videos, like I'm naturally very shy. Not so much now, but was painfully shy in the past. And I think scripting has been a way, again, of me hiding, because I get to script it and make sure all my words are polished, and I check it and double check it before I say a word on camera, because like it needs to all be, am I saying what I want to say, exactly how I say it? Oh my god, are people going to take this wrong way? Is this going to... And it's a bit silly. So I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to script some videos still, but a lot of the videos I'm not going to script. So the weekly videos, back to that, what I was saying, they're going to be, every week I'm going to set my timer for half an hour, and I'm going to talk on a different topic for half an hour. No longer, and that doesn't mean the videos themselves will be half an hour, because I'll edit them down, and edit various stuff out, but I'm only allowed to talk, I'm only filming for half an hour, which means that I will upload every week, fingers crossed, touch wood, because it won't be a massive chore. It won't be that I have hours of footage to slog through. It won't be that I don't have time to do it. It'll be like, no, you have time for this, because it's only half an hour filming, and all you have to do is edit half an hour footage every week, and that's doable, and I can do that. And the reason I'm doing that is because I feel as well that there are some people who kind of want, well, I don't know, this is more a sense I get, that like I get comments from people asking me to talk about various TV shows, or comments from people asking me for book recommendations, and in the back of my mind I'm like, oh, I'd love to do a video on that, but that's going to take me weeks to do. I'll have to, you know, even for a simple book recommendations video, I'll have to come up with a script and really think about this and really analyse why I like certain books. And I'm like, I don't have to do that. I feel like I can give you guys more content. There's some stuff I don't have to script, and sometimes I realise that when not every video, but certain videos I script, if I'm making an argument, at the end of it I realise that actually I could have just done it without scripting it and got the same point across, only it would be less polished. The only thing I've achieved with scripting it is that it's really polished, and it's taken me a lot longer, and there's some stuff that's unnecessary. So for example, the weekly videos will include things like, I'll talk about my favourite books, and I can do that, right? Like, this is what most YouTubers do. They sit and they talk in front of a camera, and then they edit it and they don't script it. I mean, so that seems like a thing people do. I think I can do that. And then it's not a massive chore for me. First of all, selfishly, I think it'll be good for me to just have to talk about something without scripting it for half an hour. And it'll be mostly storytelling or book related, but not always, not necessarily. And also, that's the thing I was going to say. If anyone has any suggestions for topics they would like to see me talk about, you can comment below. If there's no one wants to suggest anything, or if I don't like the suggestion or don't want to do it, I do have some plans and ideas for what I want to do. But it can be things like, you know, I wrote this down, I don't have a piece of paper in front of me, but things like, yeah, like I said, my favourite book recommendations, you know, why I like a certain character. God, what else? I had this written down. And now I'm forgetting everything. But all like the certain stuff I'm reading at the moment and what I think of it. Or maybe the most disturbing books I've ever read and why they're disturbing. Or particular mythology that I like. Or, yeah, I don't know. Anything. And it doesn't have to be story related, as I said. Yeah, just my opinions on certain stuff maybe. And to bring a bit of the I think also there's something in unscripted videos that is lost when it's scripted. There's pros and cons to both, but I think there's a spontaneity there. And sort of a personal element that is lost in the scripted videos, which again I think is why I was probably doing scripted videos so much, because obviously then you don't have the personal element and I get to put another barrier between, oh, getting all deep and psychological now, I get to put a barrier between myself and, you know, the world. And I know a lot of you guys really liked the video I did on 3 Witches, and I really appreciate that because a lot of work went into it. And I will still be doing videos like that. It will just be that, you know, like they are, my videos seem to be every few months. I will still be doing long scripted videos, probably, but again, it will just be that they'll be uploaded maybe twice a year or every few months. And then in the meantime, there will be every week, just the little shorter My Thought videos. And now you guys, let me know, you guys let me know what you think of that. Also, I have some ideas of like, I want to do more artistic, creative stuff, but that'll be very short. So I want to do sort of maybe 5-minute videos where it is scripted, and I kind of want to do stuff with like maybe a bit more theatrical, but they'll be very short. And I don't want to explain too much, but you'll see when I upload the first one what I'm thinking. So yeah, I'm kind of not going to be I'm not going to be leaving anything behind. All the elements to my channel are still going to be here, but I think just in a more healthy way where I'm not going insane and where I'm consistent with it, and I get to sort of talk more about stuff that, yeah. And that's the other thing as well. There's loads of stuff I think of that I want to talk about in a YouTube video, but I'm like, oh, I can't because I have to do a massive long video on it. Or some things that aren't big enough to go into a YouTube video. Like maybe my thoughts on a particular TV show that I don't really have enough to say, or don't really want to particularly go into a massive long explanation of why I liked it or why I didn't like it, but that's topics I want to talk about. Or maybe a character that I really like in literature or storytelling that isn't enough for a full-on video. Or maybe stuff that's like a half-formed thought that I'm not fully, I don't really know, and I just want to share some of my thoughts. You see what I mean? I kind of want more of that. So it makes it more so that also, I guess there's more of then a relationship between YouTuber and creator, because I can actually, you know, talk about some of the stuff you guys suggest, and there's more of a conversation when it's more immediate rather than feeling quite distant, which I think I intentionally did. Subconsciously, not consciously, I think probably subconsciously I did that, because I've always felt weird about YouTube. And also, just to anyone else out there who's doing like university work or school work or creative work, take care of yourself, seriously, because I know what it's like to get to the point where you completely burn yourself out, and you know, you're young, or you might not be, but you're young and you can do it now, but you don't want to get into that pattern, because it's not good. Balance, bring balance into life, and it's hard. I think that's a hard thing to get right. I've struggled with that. Sometimes I go through phases of being really unmotivated and not very productive, and then I'll spend weeks where I'm just like, I forget to eat, honestly, it's bad, where and I don't sleep, and I'm so focused on a project. And that's the thing as well, I don't drink coffee, but when I have those like phases of, then I have to, and I'm constantly doing all-nighters, and it's just very unhealthy. And I neglect like my family and my friends, I don't talk to them, and I'm in my early 20s, I'm young, I can deal with it, I can cope with it, I'm still healthy, I can really treat my body very badly and not really feel it that much for a while. Like I do feel it, but for it not to long-term affect me. But if I keep doing it, you know, and I don't want to fall into that pattern. I feel like this is getting really off track and vague, but I don't want to fall into that pattern. So any of you are doing that, take care of yourself, you know? Bring balance into your life. It's okay to not do that. So yeah, I don't know. And that's the other thing, it's not sustainable. Like, and how I was working for those few weeks, and I'm like, look, if I want to continue doing YouTube, and not just YouTube, but creative projects, which I do want to do, I can't be doing them in this way, because it's not sustainable and it's not making me happy. In fact, it's making me very unhappy, and I'll just get burnt out. And I don't want to get burnt out, because I want to be able to be doing this for a long, long time, and so I need to figure out a way to make it work. And I think this is I think I'm feeling positive about this. So yeah, every week, a video where I just talk unscripted. Let's see how it goes, because we all know that I'm terrible with unscripted stuff. I'm all over the place, but who knows, maybe there's some beautiful spontaneity there to be had. But yeah, so if you want to see me talk like anything, I mean, it doesn't mean I'll do it, because it needs to be something I kind of want to talk about as well, obviously, for it to be interesting. But if you have anything to suggest it in the comments, you know, and I can get to it, because like I said, if I have to do a video every week, I'm gonna get to the point where I'm like, right, I think that would be good for my creativity as well, and to get me to like make me have to talk about something, which I can do. I can talk about. I love talking. But yeah, so I think that's everything. Anyway, thank you guys for being very nice and understanding. Maybe you'll hate it, who knows? But anyway, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Any suggestions? I hope you're okay with this decision for the channel. If you're not, I'm sorry. I think I'm probably still gonna do it anyway. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna say goodbye now. Anyway, so goodbye. And also, look, Asus is here again. If you saw my video, you'll know what I mean by that. I think I'm gonna make him a regular. He's my inspiration. He can be on the channel frequently. Anyway, yeah. Thank you guys very much for watching, and goodbye.